Hey, beautiful soul. So we are doing a Yin Yoga practice for our heart chakra. Now you will need a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, then a rolled up duvet or some firm cushions, and also some cushions or blocks to help you along. Now, focusing on the heart space. So just take a moment here, just sitting either on your heels or cross-legged. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. So focusing on the heart space, which means we'll be doing some back bends. Now I want you to focus on the fact that back bends are about opening and expanding the heart space, the front of the body. Now we tend to struggle with back bends because we find them such a challenge, because all our day-to-day movements are in a forward motion. So most of us, we struggle to open up and make space between the vertebrae. So think of breathing and expanding into your heart space. So instead of forget about bending backwards, okay? Focus on expanding, breathing into your heart space. So this month, as we're focusing on the heart chakra, we're focusing on giving and receiving. So I want you to focus on giving and receiving the breath. So feeling your chest, your heart space expand as you breathe in, as you receive. And feeling it relax as you exhale, as you give, you're giving. And then see if you can literally imagine breathing into this hand, so the hand that's on your heart space. Imagine trying to push the hand away. I love using my mats as scratching posts. So really feel that expansion. So if you're breathing into this top hand, if you're trying to lift that hand away, then feeling that hand soften and relax as you feel your chest soften on the out breath. We've got Mr. Shadow coming in today as well. And take another breath like that, inhaling into this top hand, feeling your belly expand as well, but focusing more on this top hand. Breathing into that space. As you exhale, feeling your chest soften, your rib cage soften. Now we're going to come into half hero position. So you're going to bring your right leg out in front, and half hero, you bring your left foot to the side of your hip. Roll the flesh of the calf muscle out, so you're making a bit of space, and try and kind of bring the knees together. Now if that is too strong on the knees, pop a block or a cushion underneath your right sit bone. So you feel a good stretch here on the front of the thigh. Bring your bolster or whatever you're using right behind you, and focusing on opening, expanding your chest. Ease yourself back. So come back mindfully. Come back onto your hands and knees. Tuck your tailbone under slightly. So lift your butt up slightly. Tuck your tailbone under. Pop it back down. And then start to come down a little bit more onto your elbows. A little bit more, finding that space. So there's a good stretch on your quad, but that knee should be on the floor but without pressure, so it shouldn't be popping up off the floor. Getting a good stretch in front of the quads, and you can again rest one or both hands on your heart space. Again, imagine breathing into your heart. Now keep a bit of energy in your right leg, so it's kind of relaxed but not totally collapsed. So I'm gently pulling my toes towards me, but without too much. It's finding that effort, but without tension, that kind of effortless effort. So you can rest your other hand either on that heel or down beside you, or maybe both hands on your heart space. Again, focus on breathing into your hands. So although you're getting a good stretch on this thigh, it shouldn't feel like it's straining. So eyes closed, shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. And whilst you're here, mentally affirm, I joyfully allow myself to receive. I joyfully allow myself to receive. And notice how that feels. Notice any resistance that may arise. As I was saying the other day in the other video, especially as as women, but we're often told stories, things like, oh, it's better to give than receive, and it's selfish to want more than you need, and all those kind of stories that we may have been brought up with. So we end up, not allowing ourselves to receive, whether that's someone's time, whether that's a compliment, whether that's receiving the job that we desire, whether that's receiving the clients that we desire, whether that's receiving the money that we say we want. So we may be saying we want something logically, but we may be blocking ourselves and not realizing that that's what we're doing. So to joyfully allow yourself to receive, and I think a lot of it as well is that we're brought up to believe in limits, that there's only so much to go around, there's not enough for everyone. So for me to have something means someone else misses out. And I know that was one of my limiting beliefs for a long, long time. The belief that for me to win, someone else had to lose. And I had to work quite hard to release that belief, to work on changing that belief. So I joyfully allow myself to receive. Because we never worry about running out of air, okay? So whenever you want to think about abundance, think about air. We never worry about running out of oxygen. We don't go around thinking, oh, I bet not breathe too much in because someone else will miss out. No, we know there's going to be another breath. We trust that there's going to be plenty of oxygen for us to breathe in and out. So imagine seeing everything that you desire in that same way. On that next exhale, releasing your hands, bringing your hands down and gently easing yourself up. So coming up onto your elbows, onto your hands, coming all the way up, maybe easing off onto one side. Bring that knee out nice and slowly, because you'll probably feel the blood rushing into that knee. And if you're using a cushion, you might want to move it over to your other butt cheek. Then bringing that right foot in, again, foot beside you. Roll the flesh of the calf muscle out. Again, find your way, feel your way, don't rush into it. Really feel your way into it. So again, there's energy in this left leg, but it's not rigid. So you're not collapsing it completely, but you're not bringing tension in. And coming back onto your hands to start with, tuck your tailbone under, place it back down, coming onto your elbows and feeling your way on to your block, your bolster. Again, when you get here, you can place your hands over your heart or wherever feels right. Close your eyes. Again, focus on breathing into your heart space. And notice how it feels on this one. I find the quad muscles, the front of the thighs, are always tight. No matter what, they're always tight. So again, it's about finding that effortless effort. So you're putting effort in, you're putting some energy in, but without tension. Remember, these are restorative poses. They're relaxing your shoulders. If you notice you're holding tension in your shoulders, you might want to take the arms out on this side. You might want to open the arms out to the side to really feel that stretch and release across the front of your chest. And this time as you're here, you can mentally affirm, in any moment, I can return to love. In any moment, I can return to love. A little bit of say there's only two main emotions, love and fear. And a lot of the low vibration emotions like anger, sadness, etc. Derive from fear. We get angry because we fear loss, we fear rejection or whatever. So we gotta get angry, all those kind of low vibration emotions can come from fear, whereas happiness, joyfulness, gratitude come from love. And we can return to love. Simply saying, I choose love. I choose love. And just saying it over and over and over and over again until you find that space again. So if ever I'm struggling a little bit, I'll place both hands over my heart and I'm saying to myself, I choose love. So I choose to love myself. Even those moments when my ego is telling me how rubbish I am and all this, that and the other, and how, you know, life's always going to be a struggle and I'll never get where I want to go. And here's the other thing, guys, as well. We always think that we're the only people who have those kind of thoughts, and we're really not. It's a matter of being able to realize that it's just our ego. It's not who we are. You know, anything less than loving, supportive thoughts is not you. It's just your ego, your inner critic. So in any moment, I can return to love. Take another nice deep breath in. And breathe all the way to empty. Coming up nice and gently. Let's make sure you come out, especially in these kind of strong poses. Come out mindfully, gently, and easing off, releasing that knee, stretching it out. I don't know why, but for some reason, just recently, whenever I lie down, my sinuses, it's like my nose suddenly becomes blocked. So you're going to roll over, pop your cushion to one side. You're going to come into a Sphinx pose. You're going to roll over, you're going to rest, kind of like your chest on your bolster, elbows underneath you, just kind of like come to that point where your elbows are kind of underneath your shoulders. Your pelvis is gently pressing down into the floor. Play around with your leg position. You might decide you want your legs wide today. You might want them narrow. Play around with it because it does affect the stretch, you know, in different ways. Squeeze your fingers together, pressing your forearms into the floor, and gently pull the hands towards you. Now, as you imagine your pelvis melting down into the floor, again, focus on breathing into your heart space. So that same sensation, stay where you are, that same sensation we had when I had you with your hand on your heart and you felt that expansion as you breathed into that hand, try and find that same sense of expansion and relaxation in this position. So as you breathe in, again, feel that sense of expansion as if you're breathing into your hand. And as you breathe out, feel that sense of release. And whilst you're here, mentally affirm, I choose love. I choose love. And you can bring a little bit of movement into your head and neck if you wish. Or you can just keep it still. So if it feels good, you know, if you find you kind of like spontaneously bring a bit of movement in, then do so. If you find you want to keep still, you can do so. But you can maybe inhale through the nose, exhale, open the mouth wide, sigh it out. To release tension from your jaw. You might feel a bit silly, go but it does release tension from your jaw. So if that feels good, try that. So we tend to hold a lot of tension in our jaw as well. You might find you bring a little bit of movement into your pelvis, but you're rocking your hips side to side. Sometimes movement comes spontaneously. And as I was saying to students recently, try not to make it too logical. Try not to think too much about making a perfect shape. And make it more about how it feels being in the shape. So sometimes it might feel good just to stay and breathe and just focus on the sensation of the breath. And some days it may feel good to bring a little bit of movement in. But try not to think, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right, or I haven't been told to do X, Y, Z, or my version doesn't look the same as her version, all that kind of stuff. That's logic, okay? We're trying to tune into what our body wants. Choosing love and choosing to listen to our body, because our body is insanely intelligent And our body knows exactly what it needs. I choose love. After your next exhale, bring the legs in a little bit. Gently release your bolster. Pop that to one side. You're going to stretch out the heart meridian. So you're going to take your left arm out to the side, palm down, shoulder height. Turn your head to the right. Bring your right hand to the floor and start to push yourself over, bringing that right knee up in front of you. Feeling that stretch across the chest, stretching out the inside of your left arm. So stretching out the heart meridian. You can stay right here, or you can take this top leg to the floor and open out that knee. Get a bit of a stretch on the spine as well, but try and relax. So the arm that's on the floor, relax around the shoulders. So the tendency here is to kind of tense the shoulder muscles. Try and relax around the shoulders. Make sure you're not bringing tension in. A nice deep breath. Okay, my nose has gone all stuffy again. I need to look into that, into why that's happening. You can say it's at the minute, every time I lay down on the floor, my nose is becoming blocked and stuffy. It's like, I can't breathe. So breathe easily. Feel that stretch. Push your inner arm across the front of your chest. I'm going to come back, roll back onto your belly. We're going to do something I call shoelaces. You're going to roll onto your belly. You're going to take your right arm. You're going to slide it across over to the left, palm facing upwards. Then you're going to bring this left arm, slide it over to the right. Again, palm facing upwards. So you're crossing at the arms, then letting the head hang down. It's quite a strong stretch for your upper back, across your upper back. Just let your head hang down, relax your arms, relax your jaw. In fact, as you breathe out, kind of do me a raspberry with your lips, horse impression with your lips to release your face. So inhale through the nose, exhale. Feel that tingling in your lips. Again, inhale, nose. Exhale, blow a raspberry. Once more, breathe in. And out. And release. Ease yourself back. Release your arms. This time taking your right arm out to the side. Sometimes my camera switches, but it doesn't really matter which side you do first. So taking the right arm out to the side, palm down, shoulder height, turn your head to the left. Use your left hand to press, start to roll over, bringing that left knee up. Again, you can just stay here, making sure that right arm stays relaxed, making sure the shoulder stays relaxed. Or you can roll a little bit further, taking that left foot to the floor, opening up that knee. Just checking in, noticing how it feels on this side. Because remember, it might feel different on one side to the other. And just keep affirming, I choose love. And that means choosing to be loving and compassionate towards yourself too. After your next exhale, gently roll back and always moving mindfully, taking the left arm over to the right, palm upwards, then taking the right arm over to the left, again palm upwards. Let your head relax down, again giving your best horse impression on that exhale. So inhale through the nose, exhale blow your lips. Again, feel how that releases tension, and you end up laughing anyway because you feel a bit silly, and that's all good. It makes you, anything that makes you laugh is good for your heart too. Oh, one more nice deep breath in and out. Then ease yourself out. Undo your arms. And you can just flip over onto your back. Take your cushion, your block, and place it behind your shoulders so your head is off the floor. Just coming into a very, very basic fish pose. So your chest is lifted. So you can use a block or a cushion. Head is off the back. Taking the hands down beside you. Maybe sitting on your hands. Try and wiggle the elbows a little bit closer. Stretch through the toes and start to think of lifting through your chest as if you've got a hook on the center of your chest. So you can bring your elbows a little bit closer and lift and expand through the chest, through the heart space. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Lift your rib cage. If you feel like coming into the full fish pose, you can wiggle the elbows in, lift up onto your elbows, take your head back, bring the crown of the head towards the floor, stretch through your toes, make sure, keep wherever you are, make sure you're pulling your elbows in and lift and open through your chest. So you're not just relying on your arms, you're really expanding and opening through your chest. So if you had no kind of cushion there, you'd be lifting up, opening through your heart space, through your ribs. It's great for your thyroid as well. Stretch through those toes, open your heart. Take another nice deep breath in and out. And wherever you are, gently release. Release your hands, release the cushion if you've got one. Open your legs out a little bit wider. Take your hands down beside you, palms upwards. Or again, place one hand over the other on the center of your chest. Close your eyes. And simply notice how you're feeling now compared to when we started. So as you breathe in, feeling that sense of expansion in your chest, in your heart space. As you breathe out, feeling that sense of release. Inhaling, feeling a sense of lightness. Exhaling, feeling a sense of letting go. Inhaling, feeling that expansion. Exhaling, feeling that contraction. And again, mentally affirming to yourself, I joyfully allow myself to receive. I joyfully allow myself to receive. I joyfully allow myself to receive. In any moment, I can return to love. In any moment, I can return to love. In any moment, I can return to love. I inhale love and exhale fear. I inhale love and exhale fear. I inhale love and exhale fear. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. Just noticing what may arise as you repeat those affirmations. There may be some resistance. There may be a sense of release, of relief. Just observing. You can stay here a while longer if you wish. Or if you're ready to end your practice here, then start to stretch out your arms and legs, moving in a way that feels right for you. And in your own time, in your own way, bring yourself back up to sitting. And when you're here, rubbing your hands together, generating some warmth, some energy, activating your heart center. When you feel that energy, place your hands over at the center of your chest. So just below the soft part underneath the sternum, so just above that, and feel that warmth, that energy enter into your heart space. Bring your hands into prayer position. Take a little bow to seal your practice. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. So much love. Any questions, any comments, any requests, anything you'd like me to do, anything you'd like a bit more instruction on, anything you'd like to know, anything you'd like to ask me. If you have any requests, anything you'd like me to do, focus on in particular, then please, I'm always open for suggestions, for ideas, and for answering your questions. I hope you enjoy these sessions as much as I enjoy sharing them with you. Mwah. Namaste. Thank you from me and the gang.